Imagine that a terrible human-made catastrophe has fallen upon the world, killing most human beings and almost completely destroying our planet. Apart from you and your family, only a handful of other human beings survived. Superior beings bring all of you to a distant future, after nature regenerated from the Armageddon. The scenery is breathtaking, with dense forests, waterfalls, canyons, a lot of pristine nature, without any trace of our modern civilization. Even the animals are different, being descendants of the few species that survived the past Armageddon. To help you to start again, they give you a stash full of different books from different areas of knowledge, including spiritual books, a set of tools, a selection of seeds of grains and edible plants, and food sufficient for 1 year. On top of that, they allow you to choose one more technology of the old world to bring with you. After that, you will be on your own. You need to choose very carefully, since your very survival is at stake. You need not only to survive, but also to provide for your family and other survivors. What would be the essential technology that would allow you to prosper in the new world, even with so few resources? One could be inclined to choose computers or phones, since they can be used to solve so many different problems, but this would not be a very good choice. Computers need electricity and spare parts to continue running. Apart from that, computers are only really useful when connected to the internet. Even if you could produce some electricity, disconnected computers or phones would be of little use. One could choose tractors. Indeed, tractors would be a better choice since they can be used to produce food, which is the most essential need. One can live without YouTube, but nobody can live without food. However, just as computers, tractors need many other technologies to keep running. Without fuel and spare parts, they will not be useful for long. Another problem is that even if you would have some working tractors for now, you will not be able to produce more on your own, and therefore the technology would be lost quite quickly. As soon as the tractors would stop working, nobody would be able to fix them or to make new ones. If we stop to think, most technologies we have in our modern world are like that, or they are not connected with one's essential needs, or they are useful only in a certain context. Cars are not very useful without roads. Planes are useless without fuel and pilots. Skyscrapers are useless without canalized water, gas and electricity, and so on. Just one isolated technology is almost always useless. What to choose then? Well, there is something that can solve all the most essential problems at once, that doesn't depend on other technologies and can be reproduced without a factory. What we are talking about? Cows. Cows and bulls are actually something that would help us a lot in this situation. Cows eat grass that is available everywhere, and they don't depend on other complicated technologies to operate. With just a few cows and bulls, most of the immediate survival problems would be solved quite easily. First of all, cows give milk, which is a very nutritious food. With a good supply of milk, combined with some fruits, roots and vegetables from the forests, one could already live quite happily. However, there is more. Bulls can be used to plow the land, just like a tractor will do, which makes agriculture possible. Bulls actually like to do this job, since this allows them to use their strength. Bulls can also be trained to push carts, allowing you to transport cargo from one place to another, just like trucks. Cows and bulls also give dung, which is the best fertilizer. Without good fertilizer, agriculture is very difficult, and thus this solves another problem. Cow dung can also be used as a sustainable fuel for cooking and other uses. We can see that a few cows and bulls would not just allow one to survive, but also to prosper in this new world. And they are a technology that can be easily passed to the next generations, allowing the group to thrive in a sustainable way. Indeed, that's how humanity prospered for thousands of years before the arrival of our modern age, as described in the Vedas. This is our past, and probably also our future.
My name is Balabhadra Das. I am one of the founders of ISCOUP, the International Society for Cow Protection. Our main purpose is to disseminate education about the importance of cow protection. They are able to provide so much service. Their fuel is grass and grains. You don't need to have all the fossil fuel industries to support their activities. ISCOUP has traveled to many countries, specifically engaging people in training programs, how to work with the oxen, how to train the oxen, and after they've learned how to train the oxen, how to engage them in service.
Our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, had spoken about how important it is the relationship between the cows, humankind, and the land. And that's what we're trying to show on our farm here.
We have gardens that are completely organic from day one. The only fertilizer we use in the gardens is cow dung and wood ash. We use firewood during the winter to heat our homes. We're trying to show what is called a closed environment where as little or nothing comes from outside. So we're trying to show a dependence on the cows and the land and understand how God has given everything for this perfect harmony to develop a self-sufficient life.